Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Equestrian Canada National Equine Health and Welfare Call, January 9th. I'm Dr. Melanie Barham. I'm going to be facilitating today. I'm one of the co-chairs of the committee, and Doug Orr is also on the line, who's the other co-chair. So just a couple of things. The purpose of this call is to share information across the country and ensure that we're sharing information about disease and any other interesting items that may come up throughout the country. The call will be recorded. So in general, we will be holding questions until the end because some people are uncomfortable with their questions being included. But for a couple of our speakers, we're going to have questions immediately thereafter. So just bear that in mind as you're going through. All of the call information will be posted online on Equestrian Canada website after the call. So if you received a notification for this call, then you'll also receive notification that it is also recorded and posted. If you wish to share something on the call at a later date, please feel free to contact us. Christy House would be the one to get in contact with at khouse@equestrian.ca. If you wanted to present something on the call, we're always looking for new things to put on, and very happy to host anybody with an interesting topic. So without further ado, we'll get started with our Canadian Animal Health Surveillance System update. I think that'll be Dr. Cheryl James giving the update today in lieu of Dr. Keith Murch. Star 6 to unmute, Cheryl.
I think I'm here. Am I?
Yep, you are.
Perfect. Good. Thanks, Melanie. And nice to hear your voice again.
Yeah.
So anyhow, we have some interesting things that are going on with the Equine Health Surveillance Network. The main thing that we've been working on is the Notifiable Diseases, and that was one of the priorities that was identified very early on. Was that there was a bit of an information vacuum out there. People were not getting information on when disease outbreaks were happening, and they're quite concerned about that, considering how much some of these horses move around across the country. So we've had a working group that's been very active in dealing with that issue. They have developed a number of case definitions to help guide this process, and then they've also developed a flow chart to look at the different notifiable diseases, whether they're federally regulated or federally immediately notifiable, or provincially, or other diseases, and how that reporting should happen under the the CAS auspices. So that's been done, and the most recent development is we now have support for developing a database and a data entry form. So basically, right now there are some people that are reporting notifiable disease to the CAS website, but it's in it's basically in text format, and it's chronological, so it's not very useful if you want to summarize the data. If you want to know very quickly, how many cases of West Nile virus did we have and where did they occur, you would have to scroll through a whole lot of material there. So what we're developing is a database and a very simple entry form for the people who are authorized to enter information. And we hope to have that done fairly quickly. We have all the background work done, and we have a programmer that's been engaged to actually do the work. So, and we're right in the middle of website enhancements right now for the CAS website. So it's a good time for us to get this up and running. We hope to have that done within weeks. Certainly by March.
Carol, I'm just going to interrupt you.
There's some interference here.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of background noise. So if you haven't already, if you could press star 6 to mute your line or just mute your phone, that would be really greatly appreciated. Getting a lot of shuffling around in the background. Thank you. Sorry, go ahead, Cheryl.
Okay. So the other thing is what we're looking at putting this database into a dashboard, Power BI dashboard technology. which will help with the display of the data. We're still getting noise.
There's a ton of background noise there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to mute all the lines again. And then
okay, Cheryl, if you can unmute again.
Okay.
Just give me 1 sec, okay?
Great.
The leader has unmuted your line. The leader has muted your line. To unmute your line, press *6.
Okay. Am I on mute?
Yep, you're good.
Can you hear me? Okay, good. Thanks.
I can hear you, Cheryl.
Thank you. So we're looking at using dashboard technology so that people can actually go in and query the data, and we're looking at maybe putting some mapping functions in there as well, so that we can very quickly see where the cases are.
That's super.
Yeah, it's a lot of exciting advances just in the past week. So
very good.
We're hoping to get this all together and take it back to the Council of Chief Veterinary Officers meeting in February, because we told them that we would come back with a process and ask them for their approval. So I'm hoping to get on the agenda in February. And just on another note, we had a meeting yesterday with some folks from Public Health Agency of Canada. It's a group that's really exploring how PHAC and the CFIA can better share information on zoonotic diseases. So Keith attended that meeting, Keith Merch, and gave them a little bit of information on what we're doing with the Equine group, and they were very, very interested, because one of the things they're saying that their concern is that they don't always get the information when there's an outbreak within animal populations, and they're quite concerned about that. So anyhow, this is again, it's something that's useful to another group as well. We are developing all of what we're developing for the Equine group. We're developing it in a way that we can very easily transfer it to other species groups. So again, this group is kind of paving the way for other groups. And you know, the same way with that, this group led the way on the Equine stakeholder map. We now have 6 other network maps, or stakeholder maps that we're building, and now we're moving into network maps as well. So this group has really led the way in that. And everybody finds those maps very useful. Now, just in CAS in general, again, we are continuing on with the transition of CAS. The building phase we're sort of located within the CFIA and Agriculture Canada. So we are now continuing that transition to the National Farm Animal Health and Welfare Council. I don't have a great deal of update to update you on there. We're continuing the process of, or the council's continuing the process of trying to get funding. So they are going through very lengthy process to get approval for funding, but I think we're nearly there, so that'll be great. And the other thing is the CAS website is going through enhancements right now, so by the end of March you should see we should have a new version that's up and running. I think that's all I had to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Cheryl. That's fabulous. So for those people who are new to the call or who have not joined before, the Canadian Animal Health Surveillance System, you can sign up on their website to receive updates and become a member. So if you go to CAHSS.ca, you can join and get health updates for disease outbreaks, because we are funneling information through to there And then after it's put on the CAS website, then Equestrian Canada and other organizations are putting it out as a health alert. So we've been working on that for a couple of years now, and it's been very successful. Thank you very much, Cheryl. So as far as the Equestrian Canada Health and Welfare Committee update, I don't have a great deal to update the call on. We are waiting on a couple of major files to move forward, so I think we'll probably hold off until next month to update on anything, because otherwise I'll just be repeating what we said last month. So I'd like to invite Dr. Nicole Wanamaker to unmute her line at *6 to give us an update on the New Brunswick Strangles case overview. Nicole, if you'd like to introduce yourself with your position and where you work and that kind of thing, that'd be fantastic.
Sure. Everybody can hear me okay?
We can.
Yes, good. Okay. So I'm Nicole Wanamaker, manager of the Veterinary Field Service here in New Brunswick. We are provincial vet service, and we have 20 veterinarians, and we do a mobile service. We go to the farm, and we do horses as well as food animals. So, as you may have known, at the start of 2018 or earlier in 2018, we did have some strangles here in New Brunswick, which is a bacterial infection caused by strep equi, and we saw it again at the end of 2018. So our case started on November the 5th. One of the provincial veterinarians on the western side of the province was called out to examine an older horse, and she was exhibiting signs of swelling of the right side of her lower jaw, and she was off feed. So the veterinarian took a swab for strangles due to the nature of the swelling of the face, and she did culture positive for strangles about 4 days later, November 9th. Now, the background of this horse is that she was purchased from a barn that buys and sells horses here in New Brunswick. This horse has been at her new home for 28 days. She came in poor health to begin with, and the owners were trying to see what they could do for her. In the end, unfortunately, a decision was made to euthanize her due to other health reasons that she was showing during the 28 days. She was showing signs of heaves and lameness. So on November the 5th, while the veterinarian was there and he was suspicious of strangle, he did put the premise under quarantine. And on the same farm, though, there are 3 other horses that were exposed to this positive horse. The veterinarian mentioned to the horse owner to monitor the other horses and call if any signs were to be seen. And unfortunately, on November 13th, one of those other horses, a pony, was showing signs of being off feed, fever, and had that pussy purulent nasal discharge. So nasal swabs were taken from the pony and 2 other horses on the farm at the same time. So the pony and one of the 2 horses during that time cultured positive for strangles. The 2 horses that were sampled, though, did not show any signs of strangles, just the pony. And the pony has made a full recovery after being placed on antibiotics and medications and supportive care. The farm still is under quarantine at this time, and serial nasal swabs are being conducted this week. And we'll wait for the results before a quarantine can be lifted. And to date, so we have no fatalities from this case, and to date, no cases of strangles have been seen in New Brunswick at this time. And that's all I have to say. I don't know if there's any questions, or thank you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I guess.
Hi, that was weird.
Oh, sorry.
Hello?
My line was mute. Hi there.
Okay.
Well, thanks very much. So if anybody did wish to ask a question, please press *6 to unmute your line. Hearing no questions jumping up immediately, I just wanted to thank you, Nicole. It's really important to get these updates and put out accurate information to the horse community, as we all know how much rumor can start circulating and how much false information can get out there. So I really want to thank you for providing this accurate and timely information to us. And if anybody else, as you go through the year, if you have a disease outbreaks that are in your area, feel free to get in contact, as we would love to put out appropriate information that's accurate and timely. But thank you so much, Nicole.
And thank you for the invitation.
Okay, I'm going to ask one more time if there's any other questions from the line. Again, *6 to unmute your line.
Hi, Melanie. It's Allison from Ontario.
Hey, Allison.
Hi. I just wanted to make a comment on what you just said about people wanting to report. So we would like to see a process, though, under CAS. So if people could report to either, ideally their veterinarians report to either an animal health network if there's one in their province, or to their ministry. And that would then go up to CAS. That would be the coordinated way we'd like to see it.
That's actually great. That's a great point, Allison. Thank you very much. Yeah, so that you're going through the appropriate channels to report it, as opposed to just sharing information. So in the province of New Brunswick, I guess that would be through their veterinarian, and then in your various provinces, make sure you are talking to the right people. Next person on, did you want to say anything else, Allison, on that topic?
No, I'm good.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so I'm not sure if Audrey Price has joined the line. Audrey was going to be giving us an update on the Saskatchewan Horse Federation biosecurity workshops. Audrey, if you are on the line, *6 to unmute.
Yeah, I'm here. Thanks.
Hi, Audrey.
Hi.
Feel free to go ahead.
Okay. This is a program that we received some funding through the Minister of Agriculture and the CAP program. And it's basically about biosecurity training. So we have partnered with the Ministry of Agriculture to produce a biosecurity booklet, most recently updated in 2016. And this is now more about taking the program out to the members and the public to just help them better understand best practices for biosecurity. We'll be developing an additional brochure. We're working with the Western College of Veterinary Medicine to put together everything. And basically, we plan to participate they have a youth equine education full-day program that they run at the college on March the 2nd, and we're going to be able to have a biosecurity segment there. If we still need to get the confirmation, but the request is in. And then we plan to do 4 other workshops through the course of the year, 2 that would be for SHF members and coaches as part of their professional development. And then in the same way that the Horse Council of BC does their general one-day workshops, we'll do a similar type of program with the biosecurity component for the general public. And the general public is something that we plan to extend over a number of years and do a couple perhaps each year as we move around the province. So it's still fairly new because we just received the information towards the end of last year, so we're putting it all together as we go, but just wanted to let you know what our program is going to kind of look like.
That's excellent. Thank you, Audrey.
That's all I have to say. Yeah.
Audrey, is there somewhere that people can find more information if they wish to?
It will be on our website shortly. We're just waiting to have some further discussion with the Western College of Veterinary Medicine, and then we'll be able to post the first details. And then it will continuously update, yeah.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah, and if you wanted to send the link on to Christy, then she could certainly post it as well if you were looking for exposure to a broader audience, if you wanted to.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'd like to welcome Susan Raymond, who's going to give Equine Guelph's Horse Portal an update on their upcoming courses. Go ahead, Susan.
Okay, thank you so much for having me again. It's Susan. Yes, I'd like to update everybody on a couple of new courses that we're offering on the Horse Portal. And I'd like to remind everybody that with the any members of the provincial federations do get a 15% off discount for the tuition. We have, for equine first aid, we have a 1-week course that's being offered February 25th to March 4th. And then we also have another new course that's under development, fire prevention and emergency preparedness, a 1-week online course that's going to be offered April 8th to 12th. Now, both of these aren't specific to biosecurity, but as appropriate, we'll be including appropriate information on reducing the risk of infectious disease. These are both new courses, and you can find out the information. All the information is on our website, which is thehorseportal.ca. Just one more point as an aside. We also have our reoccurring offering of our horse behavior and safety course, which is a 3-week course beginning January 21st. We have both our regular adult offering, but we also have a special youth offering for ages 13 to 17 that's also being offered at the same time. And I think that's all I had to say. So any questions?
Okay, thank you very much, Susan. Yes, feel free if you have any questions for Susan or for any of the other speakers, please feel free to unmute your line, press *6. Okay, a nice quiet line today. All right.
Sorry, will there be any contact information for any individuals you wish to follow up with offline?
We can do that. Yes, we can. If we'll check with the individuals, make sure that they are. Well, they'll give us some contact information that they're comfortable with, and then we can post it with the. Usually, we send out a notification afterwards to say that the recording is up, so we can do that at the same time and send out the information. Any other questions? Okay. Hearing no other questions on the line, I'd like to thank everyone for coming, and thank you very much to all of our speakers who have taken the time to give us updates from across the country. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and keep your eyes open for the notification. And if you have people that you would like to receive, you want them to receive the notification, feel free to forward it on, and they can be added to the list as well by contacting Equestrian Canada. Calls are open to anybody. Thank you very much. Have a great